everybody, Lauren from Hearing Lauren here. I just want to talk to you about hearing anxiety, and I know that I've touched on it a little bit in my page, but I want to dig a little deeper into it today because I know it's something that a lot of people experience every day and it's not talked about, and I feel like it should be because it is such a prevalent thing in people's lives that are deaf or hard of hearing. And I know it's very scary to talk about because a lot of people don't understand how exhausting hearing is. And I know it's very strange to talk about, so I'm going to touch on that a little bit. What I mean when I say hearing anxiety is the fear or anxiety that you're going to miss something super important because you cannot hear it. And I know I experienced this a lot growing up because I always felt like I had to be in line with my hearing peers in mainstream school and show that my deafness was not going to hold me back, and I do not believe your deafness will hold you back. And I believe it's a special gift that you've been given, and I know it's hard to look at it that way, but I'll dig into that a little bit later. I always had this anxiety that I was going to miss something super important, so in turn, in that, I had this irrational fear or obsessiveness to always make sure I got every single sound right or make sure I heard everything. So I was very overstimulated. I was very paranoid is a good way to say it. I was very on edge about making sure I heard everything and got really upset when I didn't hear something, and then it would make me on edge and have really severe anxiety about it. And I want to give a little tip of how I kind of combat with that and solutions I found to help with hearing anxiety, especially in schools and in lots of listening environments that I've kind of picked up over the years after I started really digging into what is hearing anxiety, because I felt very isolated when trying to talk about it because it's not talked about. First thing you can do is, after you've had your listening devices on and you get home, just take them off for 5 to 10 minutes, kind of let yourself relax a little bit and not have to worry about listening to anything. Just kind of, if you meditate, take them off and meditate. Find something that you love to do that you don't need to listen for, if you know what I mean. And so give yourself that little break. I call it deaf time for me because I cannot hear anything without my implants on. So I just take them off. I'm like, this is me time. This is time to be fully deaf and just let myself kind of unravel after the day. And then in schools, I have found recently that using an FM system helps you make sure that you have a streamlined connection to your ears. And when I say ears, I'm meaning your implants or your hearing aids. Just go with it. So having an FM system streaming the teacher's voice to your ears actually does help reduce hearing anxiety because you don't have to worry about those background noises or your peers talking around you to mask or conflict with the teacher's voice talking to you. I just recently found this out because I am in graduate school for audiology and I'm just now using an FM system, which I'm kind of not punishing myself for, but kind of thinking to myself, why didn't I just do this earlier? But I use a Roger pen that has receivers to go on my cochlear implants. I know Phonak uses it for their hearing aids as well, and it's an incredible device. A lot of hearing aids have FM system adaptability, and other ones have mini mics. They have partner mics. There's so many new FM systems today that it's sky's the limit. So that will definitely help reduce your hearing anxiety in school. And also having accommodations like closed captioning, transcriptionists to make sure you get everything that you need and you aren't panicking. Oh, I missed what he said. I can't remember what he said. You can refer back to the closed captioning or the CART system to see what you missed, and you're like, okay, I can take a little breath. I have this as a backup in case I miss something from listening. And so that's really been helpful in my schooling and continual schooling as of right now. Even online, you can still use your FM system, you can still use your CART system and your transcription and closed captioning. So it kind of flows into everything else. And as far as restaurants, this is where I feel like I experience most hearing anxiety, because most restaurants are dark lit. They are very loud. They are not very acoustically good environments, because you got the kitchen. You can hear the kitchen pots banging back and forth. I have not tried to use my FM system in a restaurant yet because of the coronavirus. But my phone has the Cochlear Nucleus app, which allows your phone to turn into an FM device and stream sound to your ears. And I've tried that before and it's worked pretty well. I have a little bit of extra bells and whistles on my app due to the fact that I am very close with my mentor at audiology, and she has actually known me since I was a little baby, and she let me have little extra features on my app since I know like what I can do, what I cannot do, and it will help me learn how to use my implants a little bit differently. And so she allowed for narrow focus. I only recommend this if you are very comfortable with using the app and know when to switch back and forth between narrow focus. Basically what narrow focus is, a lot of hearing aids already do this with noise reduction, but cochlear implants do not have a noise reduction feature. So this is kind of our noise reduction feature. So it takes all of the sound back here and it directs the microphones to only what you're looking at. And this has helped a lot in restaurants. I know that hearing aids have a noise discrimination, noise reduction feature. And so if you still find you're struggling with listening and catching everything in a restaurant, nobody catches everything. So don't expect yourself to be perfect and catch everything. If you still find you're struggling with your hearing aids with noise reduction or hearing anxiety, place yourself so that the majority of the restaurant is behind you, and that will help with the noise canceling. But if you still feel like you have problems after that, go talk with your audiologist, because they can tweak some things in your hearing aid to help with that. Another thing about hearing anxiety, it is never truly going to go away. And I know that's not what you want to hear, but it is something that is very real. And if you do experience it, it is completely normal. And it's not something that will set you apart from other people that are deaf or hard of hearing. They just may not talk about it. A lot of people don't talk about it because they feel like it's an extra burden on people around them when it's not. But I want you to know that it's a very real thing, and that I experience it, and I know there are other people that experience it, and that it is something good to talk about, because when you talk about it, it kind of gets a weight off of your shoulders. And my service dog actually has helped with my hearing anxiety as well, and a lot of other areas of confidence and all of that. And so I will give you all a link to Canine Companions for Independence, which is where I got Elroy, who's my hearing dog, who's with me right now. And so I'll give a link for that. And he has helped tremendously. Like in the mornings, like I sleep better because he's gonna wake me up in the mornings. He will catch stuff that I don't. He helps me localize sounds even when he's not alerting to me. And so when he hears a sound, he looks I'm like, oh, okay, the sound's coming from this side, or it's coming from over here, or it's behind me. And so that helps a lot. So if you really, really struggle and you want to be super independent, look into getting a hearing service dog. And Canine Companions provides their dogs free of charge to all of the recipients of their dogs. So they train in 4 to 5 different areas. They have assistance dogs, facility dogs, hearing dogs, PTSD dogs. And so they cover a lot. They just do not do, they don't self-train your dogs. So they provide the dog, they do all the professional training, and they do not do guide dogs for the blind. They do not do seizure dogs. They just do a select amount of dogs. So, hope this helped.